I think that's probably the teams that are playing the best right now, right? It's hard to argue against either one of
Yeah,
them. That's kind of
I
my
mean,
point.
all four of them, they just like besides the Morelia game, the other three teams they went just right over their rivals. You know, Monterrey they just killed Santos.
Yeah.
Uh, Necaxa, I mean, that's another one. I was not expecting a 3-0 on that first game.
Right.
I had a lot more expectations from Querétaro. I thought that was one of the closest games in my opinion, but you saw that they just they just killed my
So
prediction.
Bucetich is out, right?
I heard that's what I saw earlier. The rumor is that he's done. I guess Querétaro has new owners,
Mm-hmm.
I believe, and yeah, they just said thank you. I'll see you
Yeah.
later.
Um. Cool, dude. So I think we're gonna get a lot of changes apparently, right, in this upcoming season or in the next couple of seasons with Liga MX. Los directivos they all met today,
Yes, they
right?
all had a meeting today,
And what are some of the news?
and
What's probably the biggest news that you heard today?
some of the rumors is well, we all knew that Veracruz, it's being this, they're just how do you say it? Like they're out of Liga MX. They're trying to get them out. And Fidel Curi went to this meeting today. Dude, they didn't let him in.
Wow,
They closed the gates and they said, "Nope, you're not on the list."
that's crazy.
He was outside over there
That's kind of like a
arguing.
slap in the face,
Dude,
right?
yeah, he was arguing and saying, "Listen, I got the invite. It's right here, and I'm an owner." I'm like, dude, that's crazy. That's crazy. But
Not anymore.
we all knew that this was gonna happen, and it's kind of like ridiculous what that situation because I don't think the Veracruz fans deserve what has happened to them in the past few years. It's crazy that they have to live through that basically embarrassing moment.
Yeah,
So
yeah. If
well
you're a
that was one of
Veracruz,
the things. Yeah,
yeah, if you're a Veracruz fan, you're like, damn, what's our future, right? And there is no future.
I don't
I
think so.
think it's
There is rumors that maybe Fidel Curi is gonna sell the team, and if that happens, that's the only way that I see them staying. But who's gonna want to take that papa caliente right now? They're almost like they basically just gonna like go down to second division. So I don't know, man. We'll see what
I
happens. I
like how you
guess
called it a papa caliente.
exactly.
It's true though. I mean, I don't think anybody is gonna want to take up on that burden, you know.
No.
But for me, the biggest news that came out of this particular meetings or these meetings was the usage of more Liga MX or Mexican players in Liga MX,
Yes.
right? So that's probably the biggest news as far as
Uh,
Mexico fans and just like I don't know. I mean, some might call it discrimination, but the reality is
no.
that
It's every league has it. They have like
the Premier League.
yeah, dude. They have like a limit on us how many extranjeros you can put in. And apparently, Tata Martino has a lot to do with this. He was asking for this. And not just him, but a lot of people were asking for this because we have a lot of talent in Mexico, and now we see all these younger teams and the young teams that they achieve all this, success in like championship, like world championships, and it's like all this talent goes to waste because they can't.
Yeah,
You have so many people, so many extranjeros that, and some of them are not even like
that
better
great.
than other people. It's just a big business that happens in Mexico.
Yeah,
Yeah, and well, now this is a great opportunity for them to try to put put a limit on that number of extranjeros and give more opportunities to Mexican talent. You know.
And you know what time it is.
Uh-oh. No way. Come on, man. El Mago. El Mago. What crazy thing El Mago gonna say today?
Yeah. I'll show you, Mago. I can't even put this thing on. Goddamn it. Hold on. I'm like,
Come on.
wait a minute. There you go. All right,
I
super.
don't know, man.
Here's the crazy thing that I'm gonna say today, and first of all, I'm very glad and I'm happy that for the first time in a long time, these directivos ended up like putting their money where their mouth is, and they had the cojones to be able to make that type of call, dude, because it takes a lot of cojones to be able to make that call. For them to actually see how important this is for Mexican soccer in general is huge. Liga MX is such a big business in Latin America. It's a trampoline. It is the launching pad to the rest of the world, like to the biggest leagues in the world. Now, keep in mind, MLS, little by little, wants to become that. They're not there yet,
No.
but they want to certainly become that. And it's good that these teams are now going to say, okay, you know what? Cool. We want to buy players, but let's give the opportunity to the Mexican players. Even if it's Mexican Americans, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I think that's what they're also doing. So that if you're Mexican or Mexican American, then you're going to get an opportunity to play in Liga MX, because you're right. It's not like a lot of these players are like top tier, like studs, you know? Very few. Like, let's be real. Okay, there's a lot of strikers, I get it, that come from, from abroad to play into Liga MX. But like, which ones are like ultra mega stars? You know, can you give me an example? Give me a name.
That Guiñac. That's the only one. Like, and he doesn't even come
That's
from.
the only one that sticks up,
and
right?
he's not the only. Well, there's quite a few, but Nico Castillo and we can name so many guys, you know, but
But I'm talking about like
like
mega stars,
mega, yeah, top,
like guys
yeah, that's true.
guys that
It's-
transcended, guys that ended up like changing the game. You know, like the only other one besides Guignac that I can think of that maybe a lot of the old timers could say, yeah, you know what, that's true, is Carlos Reynoso. You know,
Well,
from
if
back in
if
the
we-
day.
Yeah, if we go back in history, I was talking about the present right now,
Yeah.
the active players, because we have had a bunch of players that, like Cardoso. How you forget Cardoso,
Saturnino,
and Vicente Sanchez, Ciña. There's quite a few that we can name, and but if you talk about like now the stuff that is going now, like there's some teams that they have up to 15 players. They can't even bring them all to the bench. They have to send like a bunch of them.
They gotta send them
to
home.
the stands.
Yeah.
They have to watch the game from the stands.
Right.
They can't
Right.
even use them. But yeah, they're paying them, so cheap. And I don't know. It's just somebody.
I was thinking about the
fill in their
players that
pockets.
you mentioned. And Ciña, Cardoso.
Pony Ruiz. There's so many.
So
Even
there's
Turco Mohamed,
but again, I'm talking about transcending. That took the league to the next level.
Well, some of those names.
They all took them to the next level.
Dude, do you remember?
Yeah,
seeing
I
these
remember.
players?
I remember seeing all of them.
Pony Ruiz.
Yeah.
Dude, some of these guys, let's talk about the goalies. Look at the Monterrey has their goalie, Baromero, and
But
Leor
Mexico
Pan.
doesn't have any shortage in goalies though.
No, but they're
But
using
talking-
extranjeros.
I'm talking
And that
about
would be one of the things that you would think that every Mexican team
Would have
has
that.
a Mexican goalie because we have so many of them, but they don't.
I think where the biggest problem lies is typically up front.
Yeah,
En la delantera. Siempre falla, ¿no?
yeah, but it's just we don't have that talent.
We don't have strikers.
Yeah, and that's
Or
where you
or,
get the
or,
most. and that's-
do we, or do we just not give them a chance?
But if we compare them to some of these names that we have given, Can you really think of another player that you think, oh, maybe he was a wasted talent that can compare to Cardoso? Can you name me one? Can you name me another one that was uh, just like Pony Ruiz? Remember Pony Ruiz and Borghetti? Dude, that was a crazy
Duel.
during the Santos
No, yeah, yeah, yeah,
years.
yeah. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I see what you're saying, but what I'm getting at is that it doesn't mean like there wouldn't. I don't think they were just given the chance. That's my point. That's what I'm getting at.
But if you have a good enough player,
Mm-hmm.
but like right there, right now, comparing it to those players, if you had one that can compare to that, I think they would have put him on the field. You know, if somebody that had the talent that Cardoso had, you know, scoring goals, he,
But how would you
this
know?
guy,
How would you know if Cardoso was the one in the field?
yeah, but they're not, no, no,
I know.
but
I'm taking things to the extreme. I get it.
yeah, yeah. I mean, look at Omar Bravo. You know, we're not gonna say that he had the talent that Cardoso had, but he was in Chivas, and he is the top scorer for Chivas.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just like Cardoso. Cardoso was, dude, he was scoring a crazy amount of goals. I think he's one of the players that has scored like the most goals, like 28 goals in one tournament, something like that. It's like right now. Look at what happened this year. Pulido is campeón de goleo with 12 goals
Yeah.
and is shared. You know, both of those guys couldn't even reach Cardoso's record combined. You know, it's crazy. So, but yeah, like I said, it's just we have had a lot of good players.
But
But
okay,
that's not the people we're talking about.
Yeah.
Anyways, we're talking
I
about
know.
los petardos that we have in Liga MX that we don't even know their names, dude. You know, those are the guys that are blocking the Mexican guys. You know, is because, dude, you're gonna tell me that some of these guys like el um what's his name, Torres Nilo in Tigres.
Yeah.
He's a great player. You know, yeah, maybe he's on his way out, but now he's on the bench.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're not gonna tell me that any of the other teams could have them as a titular in their teams. You know, teams like Puebla, teams like, but you know, it's a lot of money for him. They would rather go buy a South American player that costs them like a fraction of the cost.
Yeah.
You know.
Well,
And
yeah. I mean, it's just like the amount of money that Chivas pay for Antuna, right?
yeah, but he's very young
Mm-hmm.
and he has a lot of potential.
Mm.
You know, and that's the thing. And you see that when we have a great player now that I'm not gonna call him great. I think he's okay, but he went to La Selección all of a sudden. He just popped out and he started scoring goals. I know it was a Gold Cup, but and dude, it's like, you know, now his price just went through the roof. But you know what? You know why though? That's
What?
because it was Manchester City.
Yeah.
Those guys know how to do business. You know, and hey, you know, they see that this guy is doing good, and now he has that
Yeah. They were like, let him go.
focus
Let him
of,
go. Adios.
hey,
Okay.
they don't need him.
No.
Dude, they're like, it's easy money. Here, give me $12 million, or I think it was dollars. I don't know. Or if it was euros, then it's a little more. But you know, he has a lot of potential. You know, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah. It's all about the Benjamins, baby.
Yeah.
At the end of
And
the day,
look what
that's what
happened with
matters.
Macias. He was supposed to, you know, Leon was gonna pay the amount, the crazy amount, like $15 million that she was asking for them, but they say that now that's gonna fall through because they were offering him 5 years of contract with a cláusula de rescisión for like $30 million, and if his plans is to go to Europe, dude, I mean, who's gonna pay you 30 million for a young kid that could make it or could not, unless you're great, Lionel Messi or someone like that. I can see it, but for a Mexican guy that nobody really knows,
Right.
besides like the Mexican fans,
Right.
you know,
Right.
and that's why possibly he's coming back to Chivas. And hey, listen, I'll take him.
All right. Hey, listen, let's get in let's bring in Ramon Chavez on the
Oh,
phone. Let's make sure that he can hear us. Ramon, can you hear us?
Yeah, guys.
What's
Can you
up,
guys hear me?
brother? Yeah, we got you, dude.
what's up,
So
Ramon?
Ramon, what do you want to talk about, dude? Tell us. Fill us in.
You
'Cause
know,
I
I
think you have
I
a lot
just
of
want to talk about. Well, I want to talk about. Let's begin with the. If you guys want to, I don't know if you guys already touched on it, but Carlos Salcedo at that Tigres game
ooh.
in America.
You still celebrating Carlos Salcedo, right? They say that he was the best player for America.
Yeah, right. And so it's funny how things turn out, and then you just what happened that entire day. That was just crazy. Just to recap, like, he basically gave away two goals in my opinion because he gave away that ball to Henry Martin
Right.
to set up that Gio dos Santos goal, and then at the when Tigres was coming back and my heart was about to explode because I really did think Tigres was going to come back. He gives away that penalty and basically just seals it up for America. So it's crazy. At one point I saw Salcedo as like the next, I
Messiah?
guess I don't want to say not Messiah now, but the replacement for
Who
Rafa
that?
Marquez, he had the body, he had the experience, he came up through the systems, from playing in the MLS and then going over to Europe. And I felt, you know what, this guy has all the tools to be successful. And then when he came back, I thought, I think that's what Tigres is all about now, just bringing other players that are tired with Europe,
Right.
tired of being in Europe. And then he just has an off year, and he's not even in the selección anymore. And just I don't know what's going on with him mentally. I know there's been issues with his family, and I don't want to get too personal with what's going on with him, but maybe that's affecting him. But it's disappointment, and fortunately it helped my team, but still, you hate to see it. Not to use a Twitter meme, but you really do hate to
They
see it.
they do say that he's an America fan, though.
It's so funny how Twitter and then Facebook and Reddit just come out with all the memes as soon as the game is over. So it's hilarious, but such is life.
Yeah, no, absolutely. But it's true. I agree with you in many ways. Salcedo, for me, for many years, he's probably one of like the, how can I put it? He's probably like one of the like cooler stories, for people that know about his background and knows a little bit of his history, right? He obviously played for Real Salt Lake, right? He was with them for a little bit, and eventually ended up going and making it with Chivas.
Chivas, yeah.
So, and I thought that he was, like Ramon said, like he was destined to be like one of the strongholds. I don't know if I would have put him in the same level as Rafa Marquez.
No,
He's
he's.
I thought that for a minute I thought Hector Moreno was gonna be that guy. But honestly, like I think
Yeah.
that Rafa Marquez shoes are just so hard
to
to
fill.
fill.
Yeah.
It's so difficult. However, I mean, Salcedo, when he plays good, he plays really, really good. And I thought it was just like like a little mishap. But yeah, but I when I saw that play with Giovanni Dos Santos, I was like, ugh, what happened? It almost seemed as though like he was just like allowing the players to waltz right in, and it was a little
Mhm.
surprising, to be honest.
Yeah, well, but Tuca talked after the game, and he said that he cannot blame one player because he has worked all his the type of play that he does is defensive. When they score you 3 goals in you know 45 minutes in the first half, what does that say about the whole defensive? It's not just one player. Yeah, he made a few big mistakes, but
Well, yeah, they were
Uh,
the most costly mistakes.
But you know,
No, yeah,
it was
I get,
collectively,
I
and
understand.
that's what.
Like he's never making runs or doing those things like a Chicharito would do. He's always posting up, waiting to hold the ball like in the box or near the box, so he can play a give and go with someone or open up a chance for someone else. And I think he does a lot of the grunt work, and he's always fighting for possession, which I really appreciate.
Mm.
Because Castillo and I've seen Roger Martinez do that, but not at the extent that they do. And I think that really, the physicality that he had really hampered Diego Reyes and Salcedo, and then it opened up spaces for everybody else. So I thought that was pretty cool as well.
Speaking of
Well,
troncos, Diego Reyes is one of the guys that gets called tronco very often.
well, I mean, talk about a Mexican player like Henry Martin. I think is one of the reasons why America is at this stage now. I mean, I think he was a key part throughout the season.
For
Because
the
he-
last
Mhm.
several seasons,
He
actually.
took over, when Castillo was injured. He came in and he
Mhm.
was scoring goals, and he got the opportunity he was waiting for.
Yeah.
So he didn't
He's-
Yeah,
disappoint at all.
and I think that's what he needed. Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I think you're right. He kind of just held on, and I think he was like third in the depth chart as far as like forwards are concerned. And injuries took place, and Piojo had to put him in, and he took advantage of it. So I think it's pretty cool.
Hey, really quick, Ramon. Who do you got for to make it to the final? Give us your final.
Man, I don't even know anymore with this Liga MX stuff. Like anything can happen.
We
But
don't either, but
I
we
said
just
it-
want to know your opinion.
Well, I said it in my article. I highlighted that if Monterrey got past Santos, I
Mhm.
wouldn't be surprised if they went to the finals. They were coming in with an 8-win win streak. These players, are ready to go. I think Funes Mori should be back for the next series against Necaxa. And so I wouldn't be surprised if they make it to the finals. I wouldn't even be surprised if they beat America. They're playing that well.
Yeah.
And on the other side, I'm pretty sure America's going to take it. And I think the tone will be set in the first game,
Wait, but
and then we'll see where.
they're not playing against America. You're putting America in the final already, or what?
I think that's what he was trying to say, right, Ramon?
Yeah, I'm Monterrey and America. That's my team in
Wow.
the final.
I was gonna say,
So-
wait a minute, you haven't
No,
even said
no,
that
no. I
America's
got
gonna
him.
make it to the final.
I understood what he was talking about. I
I just trying to put some reality into him.
I'm just gonna-
America is staying here. They're.
I was just gonna ask him like, what? So you don't think Morelia has a chance? I think Morelia has a really good chance.
The Peruvian player, what's his name? I really liked him during the Copa America. He scored that goal during the last game. I forget his name, but yeah, he's really good. Like I really like the way he plays, and he's like just a spark in the front, and so he's dangerous. And I think what's that guy's name? Scooby
Yeah.
Doo or something.
Scooby
The
Doo
defender,
Papa.
so-
Scooby Martinez, I
Yeah.
think it is.
Yeah.
So-
So it'll be a
Yeah, go ahead. Finish your thought on
no.
on why America's gonna beat Morelia.
No, I just think I again in my article I said America has the firepower to come back in any series. Whether they're down 2-1, 3-1, they have the firepower if they really put in the work. So Monterrey America, I think honestly Monterrey is gonna take it, but if America can get to the finals, anything can happen.
All right, Ramon. Thanks a lot for your time, brother. Nice chatting with
Yeah.
you, and hopefully we'll have you back next week.
Awesome, thanks a lot, guys. Take care.
All right, dude. You too, man. Ahí está.
Yes.
Ahí está. No le hagas de pedo.
Hey, déjalo que se ilusione.
No,
Let him be-
he's right. Look, if he's right about anything, it's that Liga MX is open, dude, and it's hard to predict. You know what I mean? If I was like a gambling dude, like I'd be like, man,
you'll be up $20.
that's not even the point. The point is that it's crazy, dude. You'd probably be going crazy with all these, upsets and. Anyway, we gotta call Samara, right?
Oh yes,
Samara, yeah.
Samara has
Alright.
to come and
Yeah,
defend
yeah.
his
So
her
the
rayos.
Necaxa, right?
Her rayos, bring her over.
We'll call her in a second. But really quick, I want to just tell everybody a quick reminder the Quinela Liguilla edition continues. So just so everybody knows and everybody doesn't get scared, the Liguilla edition. Let's see. We're gonna take a look at the top 5 people. So
Man.
it's
don't
gonna
even tell me. Man. I did horrible this.
So in the Liguilla, just so everybody remembers, it's the entire Liguilla. It's not just first, second, or third round. And there's a special prize at the end. So right now it looks like Isra Garza. Man, that guy's winning everything.
Right?
Yeah, Isra Garza 33 points. So he's leading right now. Juan Cabernet 26, MJ Cruz 23, Lorenzo 21, Josue America 18. Fernie has 15, M. Garcia 13, Noel Garcia 13, The Q 13, and Aguila Real with 10. Those are the top 10 players in the ETO Quinela. And again, the Quinela continues tomorrow or today, depending on when you're listening, right? On Wednesday.
Right? Yes. Yesterday. Yeah.
Yeah, or yesterday. Yeah. If you're listening to this on Thursday, it continues. Yes, it started yesterday, but continues today. But
Yeah.
anyway, the point is that again, if you haven't enrolled, you still have an opportunity to maybe catch up to. Isla Garza's up there, dude. It's gonna be tough to catch him.
Don't worry.
But there's still a game. So there's 2 games. 4 games, right?
4 games this round.
And then 2 more.
Yeah.
So yeah.
6 games.
Yeah,
You,
so-
you have a chance.
So there's a chance. So remember to participate. Dude, so how did you do in your Quinela? That's what I want to know, Super.
I sucked, man. I everyone just disappoint me. Leon especially. And hey, I don't know. Do you think Nacho Ambriz is gonna continue? I mean,
I don't know. It's a tough one, dude.
he had 2 great tournaments and then poof, he's out. Yeah,
That's a
you know,
crazy thing
we-
about.
I didn't. He did better than last year, I think, in my
Right.
opinion. Not with the record and stuff like that,
Yeah.
but his team came probably more relaxed, not being super leader.
Yeah.
I would have thought that some say that he was a very overconfident.
Hey,
He came
really
into
quick.
this game overconfident. Give it up.
Sorry, really quick. Luis Bravo says that if America wins, Super has to wear a jersey. America. You should answer to him and tell him. But if America loses,
Then he has to what?
Wear a Chivas jersey?
Yeah.
para que se le quite.
We'll see. We'll continue that feud right now.
Yeah. All
You
right.
know, I'll think
let's-
about something.
Let's see if Samara can hear us. Samara, what's up? Can you hear us?
Uh-oh.
Hola.
Samara.
I know she can hear us, but we can hear. Oh, nos colgó. Or is it reconnecting? Oh.
Oh.
Hold on.
Maybe.
It's the internet. In the day and age of the internet.
Well, we'll see if she comes back. Maybe
I know. Yeah,
sus rayos.
I know. Hold on. Yo sé lo que voy a hacer.
All right.
Because we make everything work here and we do it live. See? Hold on.
We'll do it live. We'll do it live.
Hold on, Super. Hold on. We'll do it live. So we're calling here. We want to talk about Rayos.
Yes.
You know, kudos to them, right?
Yeah, dude. They had a great season. Like I said, they were up there.
A ver, Samara, ¿nos escuchas?
Sí.
Ahí está, órale. What's up?
Samara.
Yeah, the connection through WhatsApp, it's not that great.
Ooh, she's calling us out and giving away our secrets.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Talk to us about Rayos. Presúmenos. What did you see? What did you like?
Man.
Man.
She's still happy and she can't even speak from.
No, I was so worried because I thought that was it. I thought we were going to get eliminated.
Did you miss the first game? What happened to you?
No, because Querétaro was like, didn't they score like 2 goals?
Yeah, but they were down 3-0. So you guys
I know,
had.
but still,
it
it's like
would've-
I think she was just so worried that.
they were getting close.
Yeah. Well, they needed 4 goals actually.
Yeah.
4 goals, so you had nothing to worry about.
Yeah. 3-0. Yeah, they were up 3-0 in the first leg, which was obviously a super comfortable lead, right?
Yes, and
Yes.
all they needed is they needed a bunch of things actually because
Who?
they
Necaxa or Monterrey? I mean, Querétaro.
Querétaro.
Yeah,
Querétaro, because
of
they needed
course.
4 goals.
Yeah,
And they
had no chance.
not to allow any goals because the visitor goals counts.
Yeah,
Now they visit first.
yeah,
And they didn't score any goals. So
Yeah.
they were screwed. 3-0. They're done.
yes.
It
So
was you
Zamora
had
now.
nothing to worry about, Samara.
Yeah, so Zamora now they're gonna play against Monterrey. So do you like their chances
Yeah.
against Monterrey?
Now I'm even more worried. I don't know, man. Monterrey's been doing really, really good. Like they beat the number one
Seed, yeah,
team Santos on the
Yeah.
table
you're right.
on the standings.
If I was you, I
So-
would be worried too. I think Super agrees, right? Super.
Well, we said it since. Well, I said it.
I
since the
said
beginning.
it.
Monterrey has one of the best teams in the league,
Yeah,
and yeah, they didn't do good throughout the tournament, but Liguilla is a totally different thing, and
yeah,
they showed it. It was like contundente. They did 5-2 in the first game. That was another thing. Like Santos, they were done.
yeah.
They had no chance. So
and
it's gonna be a
in
good
the
game.
end, like, yeah, because they both were able to be like having the marcador global like six.
Yeah.
14.
6
goals.
6-3, and Necaxa was
6
5.
to
Right?
2.
Was
Yeah.
it 6-2?
No, 6.
No, it was 6-2 for Necaxa and 6-3 for Monterrey. So they both
Yeah.
scored a lot of goals, dude. That's a reality.
And I mean, Necaxa was pretty consistent throughout the season, and they never
Yeah.
dropped. I think past like 5th place.
Yeah.
So they were, they were up there. So
No,
it's gonna be a very interesting game. I think actually in my opinion, that's the game.
Yeah, you're
watch.
so Super. You're right. So after week number 6, or 7th, I should say, they were in 6th place in week 7, and then after that they were either 1st, 2nd, 3rd,
Yeah.
4th, and then they ended up like the season in 5th place. So yeah, no, but it's pretty good.
Yeah. So
Like you said, pretty consistent.
They were up there, and we talked with Samara throughout the tournament, and
Is this guy going? What's the guy that they? Oh my God, I'm blank on his name.
Ventura Alvarado.
No, Ventura. The guy that Chivas, el Chicote, ¿cómo le dicen?
Chicote. Well, that's what
Is
the
he going?
rumor is.
That's the rumor, right?
That
You
he's
see him going to
Chivas along with 2 other guys. So we're gonna steal all the players from you, Samara. So
Super's been
Oh man.
he's been poaching all the
I
Necaxa players for
I
Chivas.
already sent my part of I chipped in already. I sent a few dollars so we can take some.
Some of Necaxa players.
Yes, yeah. I sent $10 each. So I don't know if they're champions though. That's gonna be tough because their prices, they're gonna go through the roof. So
Oh yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So we'll see
Just
what
by
happens.
making it to the semifinals, I think that's it.
Yeah.
Price is gonna go.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is that anytime they know that Chivas has a thirst for players, basically all the teams wherever there is a Mexican player are like, okay, let's check up the prices because Chivas is gonna outbid everybody, or they're gonna, they're willing to pay. So I don't know.
They didn't used to be willing to pay. Now that
Well, that's
they
what I
got
mean.
this
No,
guy-
I think, yeah. Let me rephrase that. Ever since Pelais took over, that
we'll
kind of
see
became.
what
the-
happens. I mean,
How much would they pay for Chicote?
I haven't heard any. of
You
that
haven't
yet,
heard any
but,
rumors?
No.
I think I can see Necaxa asking for like 10 million at least.
We'll see. I don't know. I
I
think
can see them asking for that.
well, yeah, if they make it to the final, I guess. But I don't know if I'll give them 6. That's it.
like he's gonna take the money out of his bank account.
Yes,
He's ready.
I
He's
got
not
it.
gonna offer anymore.
I'll wire them six melones and. Uh,
Samara, what else you got for us? Anything new with you and super fandom Rayos fan?
No. I'm just like I'm worried about this first leg because it is in La Casa de los Rayados.
Mm.
So
But that's
we
to
got
your
the
advantage,
home
no?
advantage. But no.
well,
Yeah,
it
'cause you
is.
get
It
the away
is.
leg.
It is.
I mean-
and it is.
Yeah,
And it
but
isn't.
not if they're like lose confidence and don't,
No, wait.
because
Versus.
the last few games haven't been that great. Like, yeah, they had a consistent season, but they haven't really had any, like, I want to say una racha de partidos ganados like Monterrey.
Well, it is in Monterrey first,
Right, that's what I mean.
and so what they have to do is they definitely have to score.
Score or get a draw.
Yeah,
Right.
but
Like any kind of draw.
Hopefully it's a tie.
Because then they win 1-0 and it's over.
well, yeah, but
That's what I mean. Like if they, yes.
they need to score goals because goles de visitantes cuentan. The goals.
Yeah.
For,
Did you like that
away.
change? We talked about that briefly. Do you like it?
I think it's all right. I
It's
mean,
not bad,
anything. It's just you're always gonna have somebody that's gonna get that advantage.
Right.
It's either from being in a good ranking and throughout the season, or the goals that you score.
Yeah.
When you play away.
Well, don't be nervous, Samara. I think
What are your predictions, Joe and Super, for just the first game and then the who advances to the final?
Super. I'll let you go.
Between Necaxa and Rayados.
I'll let you go.
I
Super.
don't want to break your heart, Samara, and
No, it's fine.
it's gonna be a tough game for Necaxa for sure, and I do see Monterrey advancing. I don't think it's gonna be easy. It's gonna be a close game. I think a close leg, I should say.
Yeah.
And then on the other side, I see Morelia. They're pumped up right now.
Pompeados.
Yes. So I think they're gonna defeat America.
Yeah.
I don't see that.
Well, all right. Let's hear from you now.
Yeah. What do you think is gonna happen in the America Morelia game?
I think America is gonna advance.
Why?
And why?
Yeah. Why?
Oh, man, I mean, they beat the last Champions Tigres, Guignac, supposedly has all like the refs in his favor and stuff like that. So I don't know.
You like their momentum?
This is like tough. Yeah.
That's fair.
So
I just don't think like Super is gonna go for America because he's a Chivas fan. But I think deep down he knows that America's gonna be advancing.
No, I actually agree with Super though. That's the funny thing. I think that Morelia is also gonna advance, and I think that Monterrey is also gonna advance. The real momentum is by Monterrey at the moment. They're just balling out of control. And Morelia, I picked them last week to be the dark horse. I mean, I'm not gonna take 100% credit, but I did say that the winner between León and Morelia was gonna end up, probably winning it all. So I'm sticking to that. I'm sticking now.
So you have Morelia.
I got Morelia winning
Taking
it
it
all. Yeah, that's what I got. Super's looking at me like, yeah.
I don't know, man. I think Monterrey now with El Turco finally lifting that. I see Turco finally lifting that trophy with Monterrey, so we'll see. And he played for them too. So
Luis Perez did say that El Turco knows how to get to the final, but winning it, a whole nother story.
So what do you think is gonna happen then? And did you give your prediction for Necaxa Monterrey?
Yeah, Monterrey.
He did it.
No, Samara.
Oh, yeah.
No, you did.
Yeah, well, I said Monterrey. Monterrey's gonna move on. What's your prediction, Samara?
Oh man, I don't know. I would like to see an American Necaxa final.
América Necaxa. Los hermanos, come on. You don't want that to happen
Not
because
anymore.
you know what's gonna happen.
Ay, hasta me pongo a dormir con eso.
We can't have that happening, Samara. No, not with America
Okay.
because then you're done.
So would it be better Necaxa Morelia?
There you go. So we can have you go
We'll
against
see.
Joe.
We'll see.
Joe that now
That's gonna be.
he's from Morelia now.
Bueno,
Yeah.
antes de
Se
que me...
cambió de-
Hey, Samara, thank you very much for your time. We really appreciate you coming in and joining the show. We'll try to get you on next week if you're available, ya que hablemos un poquitico de... Bueno, ya que miremos qué pasó,
rayos.
right?
Yes.
We'll
de lo
see-
que pasó.
de lo que pasó. Anyway, all right. Thank you, girl. We'll talk soon.
All right, guys. Good night. Take
All right.
care.
See ya.
Super.
Oh,
Quite the show, brother.
yes, sir.
It flies, dude. It flies. A
It
veces
does.
parece
Time-
que
time flies.
no hay contenido, pero, man, hablamos
Yes.
como...
Oh, yeah. When you talk about soccer, it's
Parecemos
just-
pinches pericos, right?
Yes,
Like, "Bre, bre, bre, bre."
cotorros.
All right, dude. Go ahead. 30 seconds. Final words, dude.
Well, I guess let's just enjoy these semifinals.
Yeah.
Let's just hope that it's just as exciting as the quarterfinals because we had some incredible games.
Yeah.
And people like fans were biting their nails and forget it. It was awesome.
And some people are falling asleep.
Yes, I heard that.
The East Coast sucks, dude. The East Coast time sucks, man. These games start so late. And
I know, man. Tell me about it.
it's tough. It's tough to
And
like
then
stay
when
up.
you're plowing snow like for
Yeah.
24 hours straight, you
Yeah.
know, that's kind of like
All right. So super. Thank you very much for tuning in once again.
hasta la vista, baby.
All right. There's the theme right there. Boom.
All right.
Time to say goodbye. All right. So again, thank you very much for tuning in to another episode of the ETO podcast. I'm Joe Rodriguez with El Super Mojado. Until next time, make sure you tune in every week so you can catch the latest on all the Mexican soccer, Mexican football, el fútbol mexicano, la liguilla, and all the Liga MX action. All right. Till next time, I'm going to have a Super Joe. So long.